Hi guys. We leave the hotel that we were not too happy with, and also Novigrad that we were very happy with. When leaving Novigrad, we decided to stop on the other side of the bay and enjoy the view of the beautiful town. We are heading to the mountains today, but first we have to make a short stop at Posedarje. On the way there, we came across this animal crossing the road. It's new to us, we never see wild turtles crossing the roads in Iceland. After a short stop in Posedarje, we rode off to find the motorway. In Croatia, we pay for using the motorways. On the right there, we can see the Novigrad Sea. Passing a great big bridge there. It was getting a bit windy and colder as we got higher up the mountain on the motorway. There is a hotel up there, and look at those mountain peaks, fantastic. We don't have to drive over all the mountains, as there is this tunnel, the Svetty Rock Tunnel, all through the mountain. It's 5.7 kilometers long. As soon as we got out of the tunnel, there was less wind, and the temperature was really pleasant for riding, about 22 degrees centigrade. As we left the motorway, I was relieved that there was a human toll post, much easier than the automatic ones, as we see in a later episode. We stopped briefly after leaving the motorway and met these friendly and happy Austrian bikers. We had a short chat before moving on.
Okay, finish date.
We felt a bit like we were in the middle of nowhere, and we were looking for coffee and petrol. We found this closed restaurant and closed petrol station. Luckily, we have pretty good fuel capacity on our bikes, so we kept going. Finally, we found this kind of a workers' cafe in Udbina, and we had a delicious coffee. After our coffee, we still felt like being in the middle of nowhere, or at least in the countryside, as there were chicken walking around over there. Soon after our coffee break, we rode past a military base in Udbina. This one was in full operation, I believe. Finally, we found an open petrol station and filled up there. It's lunchtime, and we stopped at this nice restaurant that was open for lunch. A pretty cool bistro there in the middle of nowhere. Here is our turn towards the Zeljava airbase. As we got closer to Zeljava, it seemed to be always a bit more deserted, or at least fewer houses around. Wow, is this really our road? Yes, this is our road. Suddenly, we see a DC-3 plane there. Of course, we stopped there and took a closer look at this plane. It's pretty cool. It was very interesting seeing this plane, but now onwards to Zeljava. The Zeljava airbase is obviously not used anymore, as the roads are pretty badly maintained. The Zeljava airbase is on the Croatian-Bosnian border, and was finished in Yugoslavia in 1968. It is one of the largest underground airbases in Europe, biggest in former Yugoslavia. Included is an underground water source, power generators, crew quarters, and other strategic military facilities. It also housed a mess hall that could feed 1,000 people simultaneously, along with stores of food, fuel, and arms sufficient to last 30 days. After the Yugoslav wars, the airbase was closed in 1992. Today, it is mostly used for exploring, but care must be taken due to possible landmines in the area. It is a bit spooky in there. There are a few entrances into the tunnels. We checked out some of them. This was the last entrance we went to. Now we take the next road to see where it leads. Now this is the Croatian-Bosnian border. Croatia is in Schengen, but Bosnia not. But there is no border control there. We did some exploring over there. See how the trees are cut there on the border. There is another entrance into the mountain. Nice flowers and vegetation. But we soon left when we came across this dude. He was dead though. So we went on to try out the airstrips. all the tour, we were very careful with the speed limits. I'm not sure if the speed limit applies for airstrips. We thought not, so riding a bit faster there. There on the right is the Bosnian border again. There is a police hut there, probably some kind of border control, but we saw no police. Here is the other airstrip. Let's ride it to the end. When reaching the other end, we decided to take a race back. Did he just do a wheelie? Absolutely. I'm a poor racing driver. The BMW disappeared into the distance, but I still drove fast, I think. Cars and bikes were coming in when we were leaving Zeljava. We had a long way to go, all the way to Rijeka. Before hitting the road, we had a cup of coffee at the small cafe next to the DC-3 plane. There we could also discuss the interesting experience we had at the Zeljava. Some nice hairpins there on the way back. When riding downhill, suddenly I didn't see Thor in the mirror, and I just heard mumble in the intercom. Turned out he saw my phone falling off my bike. I must have forgotten to zip a pocket. There it falls. Thor found it, but only after a couple of cars had driven over it, and even a concrete truck drove over it. The phone survived. I'm pretty happy with my Samsung. So I stopped to wait for my friend, and there is the concrete truck that tried to ruin my phone. And here Thor comes with my phone. The phone turned out to be fine, so we move on. It was quite obvious that there had been war in this area, as there were house ruins and bullet holes in many of the houses along our route. Like this one. And this one. and this one. We prefer the back roads to the motorway. It may be slower, but it's much more fun. We have now started our descent from the mountains and get some view of the Adriatic again. We have many good turns on the way down to Senj. Time for a coffee in Senj. After an excellent cup of coffee in Senj, we hit the Adriatic coastal road again. Getting closer to Rijeka now. Look at those views. The center of Rijeka. Better find our hotel now. And we found the hotel. After a good dinner downtown Rijeka, we came across this little boat. And there we have our great bikes just outside our hotel. In the next episode, we ride a great mountain road, we see the smallest village in the world, and we go to Rovinj.